Jake Gyllenhaal gets a message from a big rabbit telling the world's gonna end in a certain amount of days, and it's actually good.
Hey everybody, how's it going? This is a skinny white guy with a high voice speaking, and how are you? Alright, hope you're all doing well today. Oh, and Merry Christmas to you all. I hope you all having a great Christmas so far, because I am. Because today, we're going to talk about all of my Blu-rays. Oh! I've been collecting a lot of Blu-rays in the past couple of months, usually on eBay. Some of the stuff I got from eBay were great, like me buying a movie that I ended up having to pay $64 for. I could have bought the exact movie on Walmart for $11. I'll get to that story in a few minutes. But I personally picked out the films that I'm really interested in, and the ones I've owned on VHS in my childhood, such as a movie you'll see soon. So, hope you enjoy. Let's start this off with 7. Love 7. This is David Fincher's second directional film after Aliens 3. Even though he disowned Alien 3, I guess you can consider this his directorial debut. It stars Brad Pitt and, of course, Mr. Morgan Freeman. Definitely one of my favorite movies I own so far. It has a lot of action in it. It has one of those nail-biting endings, and it's just so... I love this movie, you know? I'm pretty sure we've all heard about the ending, but if you have not, check out the movie. It is amazing. Trust me, you will like it. Watch it. For this next film, I won't talk too much about it. In fact, I'll just show it to you. The Skin I Live In. This is the only foreign film I own. This film is very mature. It's rated R for good reasons. And at least watch it once. It's like a Spanish version of an Alfred Hitchcock movie. This movie is not for everybody, because I showed it to one of my teachers and he's Catholic and he kind of had a little problem with it. Otherwise, he and a lot of people that I've heard who talked about this movie all said it was very interesting. So, don't know anything about this when you're going into it if you were to watch it. Just pick it up if you have the chance. Rent it. Very interesting movie, but very, very disturbing. That's all I'm going to say. For my next Blu-ray, Zodiac. Another David Fincher movie starring Jake Gyllenhaal, Robert Downey Jr., and another guy whose name I do not know. This film is over 3 hours long. It is based on actual investigations that happened around the late 60s all the way into the 70s about actual murders from a guy who called himself Zodiac. And today the crimes are still unresolved. This film is amazing, well written, possibly my second favorite David Fincher film next to 7. And of course Fight Club, which I own on DVD, but not on Blu-ray, but I will get to that eventually. Great, great film. Very well written. Did I say that? Great film. For my next film, this is the movie that I bought that ended up being over $62. It had nothing to do with me deciding to go buy a really expensive cartoon movie. I just got to learn how to use my eBay account, like buy stuff and make sure I buy it with the right account. But instead, I paid for it with a different account that didn't have no money on it. So I ended up going into overdraft, and at first I thought I got it all paid off. But apparently I guess I didn't. And then got 2 overdrafts and went up to $64. I'm talking about Castle in the Sky. This movie I won for $24, by the way, on eBay. And it ended up being $64 I had to pay for it, when I could have bought it on Walmart for $11. But bad memories aside, one of my childhood favorites. And this is such a huge improvement over the last DVD released somewhere in the 2000 decade. And that DVD version, they had so much chattering and a whole bunch of like one-liners and stuff that was in there that wasn't even the original Japanese dialogue. But what they did right here was they eliminated most of that and actually reverted back to the original soundtrack, like going away from the orchestration music and going back to synthesizer music. And I like it. And I really do like the fact that they made this more relatable to the Japanese version by getting rid of all the useless chit-chat, in my opinion. So this is a much better movie to listen to. Either way, they're both good for the animation. I just didn't like the original one because of all the chit-chat and made me think it was too kiddie-ish. But this one is just awesome. The animation, spectacular. Oh my gosh. This is definitely in my top 3 anime films made by Hayao Miyazaki. I got 5, but this is at least number 3. My other two being, of course, Spirited Away and Princess Mononoke. But great, great film. Please check it out if you have not checked this great, great film out. I love it. One of my favorite films of all time. And for my next two Blu-rays, I got these both through a bid on eBay where I could pick 2 Blu-rays out of 20 Blu-rays. And of course I picked American Psycho, starring Christian Bale. Wow. This film is hilarious. This is a truly funny film. You can actually view it as a drama and get a different reaction out of it, in a way. But this is also a dark comedy with some psychological twist into it. And this is, in my opinion, Christian Bale's best performance next to what he did in the Dark Knight trilogy. I love this film. I watched it for the first time on Thanksgiving, and I'm going to now make it a staple where every Thanksgiving I'm going to watch this film because I don't know why. I felt like it was just a great time in watching it on that certain day. If you have not checked out this film, please do so. Very, very funny film. It's also rated R, but it's very funny. Check it out. In my opinion, he is the original Blue Bloom of crazy people. Hi, did you know I was clinically insane? I have to go return some videotapes. And now here's the next Blu-ray I bought from the bid I mentioned earlier. Inception by Christopher Nolan, starring the one and only Leonardo DiCaprio. You have to watch Inception. It really does suck that he won all these awards for special effects, best cast, supporting actors, stuff like that, but he didn't even win not one award for best director. It was rigged anyways. Now let's get to a very deep, dark, depressive movie, Prisoners, starring Mr. Hugh Jackman and the one and only Jake Gyllenhaal. This is honestly a film that I can just watch over and over again. This is probably one of my favorite movies so far. This is a very depressing film if you are a parent with kids, so that might turn you off a little bit. Because I know a lot of people do have a fear for their children's safety after watching this film, but if you're a single parent, that shouldn't mess with you at all. This film is amazing. Jake Gyllenhaal, probably my second favorite performance of his, next to anything maybe Nightcrawler or Donnie Darko. Mr. Hugh Jackman, I am so surprised because I don't really watch any of his movies. This is actually the first movie I've seen where Hugh Jackman has a huge role in it. But I've seen him in interviews and he seems like a really sweet guy. But in this one, he is just like, oh my God! I am not kidding. He goes, It's understandable that a parent would probably go through these stipulations to rescue their children. You know what I'm talking about if you actually watch it. And there is a torture scene, I will say that. But this is truly one of those moments that never really happened to me before, but I was like, this is a little bit too much for me. And I actually took a little break because I was just like, But this film, great, great movie. I don't know why. I love it. It didn't really depress me at all. This is a great, great film. Watch it. And now, for one of my all-time favorite films, which honestly, so I don't even know what's going on, and it's kind of confusing. Donnie Darko. This is honestly a film you have to watch. If you're not into stuff like language, because there is a lot of dirty language in this, but it's a film that honestly, if you're not into that kind of stuff, get over it. I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but this is a film that will honestly make you think. At least that's what it did to me after I got done watching it. This is a movie that is just continually like, what am I watching? At a certain point, like, the first 20 minutes is like you get into the characters, but then at some point you're like, what? And it's just like, And this is honestly a great, great film. And honestly, this is probably my favorite Jake Gyllenhaal performance. Maybe Nightcrawler, but I don't know. I just love this film so much. So, if you have not seen this film, watch it and be prepared to be like, what did I watch? I loved it, but what did all this mean? What? It is kind of a confusing movie, but trust me, you will love it. Watch it. You have to. Here's my last Blu-ray, and this is honestly a film that a lot of people who may know me generally, or probably some random person who came to this video, You'll probably be thinking, why do you own that movie? Well, it also stars Jake Gyllenhaal, which is why I kind of bought it in the first place. It was only like $5. And it also stars Heath Ledger. If you know what film I'm talking about, pause it and write in the comments. Are you done? Okay. Here's a film I own that will probably make you wonder why did I buy it. I have my own reasons why I bought it. Yeah, I own Brokeback Mountain. Brokenback Mountain. I keep on saying Broback, but it's actually Brokeback Mountain. I keep getting the title mixed up. This is probably the only gay film. I'll just generally say that the script works in a way where you actually do care about these characters. It's kind of like watching a cowboy version of Titanic. You've probably seen that movie, so you definitely know what I'm talking about. I like the film. It's honestly a film that I don't really recommend people watching it, but I like it. It's a film I probably won't watch at least maybe the minimum of twice a year, maybe. Because I kind of do like it. It's weird. This is probably the only film that kind of goes in this direction where I might actually watch it. It has nothing really to do with me like bashing on like what these two characters are, but it's just I don't know why. I actually do like it. And yeah, I own this movie. Don't judge me. I can't wait to get a girlfriend soon. Those are all my Blu-rays I have so far. I did buy Maleficent for my mom, but it's technically not my film since I gave it to her. So that would have made it 10 films, but I own 9 apparently. I'm going to try to work hard in the future to get more Blu-rays to like turn into a collection. Like buy some films that I really do enjoy and watch it on like high def with a huge flat screen TV. That's like every movie fan dream come true, just to have their own little room with the lights off and enjoy the movies because it's manly. Yeah. So Merry Christmas. So I hope you all have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Peace out. Yeah.